What up, family? I'm Kefrey and this is Back to the Basic. Today's video is entitled Dark Energy, Dark Matter, a Borrowed Egyptian Science. Without further ado, let's get into this. Welcome to Back to the Basics, where you learn facts, hope you embrace it. Watch, like, share, bring in awareness. Watch, like, share, bring in awareness. I'm fearless. Welcome to Back to the Basics, where you learn facts, hope you embrace it. Watch, like, share, bring in awareness. Watch, like, share, bring in. When you dive deeper into the nature of what causes things to be as they are in the universe, you'll find that we are all immersed in an unseen world of infinite intelligence, acting in a lawful, purposeful manner. And what we encounter in the physical world is really a manifestation of invisible causes we ancients call nothingness. Nothingness is in fact something that cannot be calculated by modern means, and so to humans it merely appears as nothing. And since every cause has its effect and every effect has its cause, we can conclude that nothing happens by chance, for chance is just a word for unseen causes. And so this universal rule is constant in all things, be it material as well as mental. And since the universe is made up of material substances, it stands to reason that it too is the materialization of thought forms caused by divine intelligence. All that we call matter and energy are but modes of vibratory motion, and the phenomena of the mind are the same. Just as if an object is cold or hot, both are degrees of the same thing called temperature. And so various forms of energy such as light, heat, magnetism, and electricity are but forms of vibratory motion connected and emanating from the ether. Ether is the life force of the entire universe that manifests itself in an infinite number of forms, and its particles are what keeps the universe in perfect harmony. Nothing in the universe is still. Molecules of atoms are in constant vibration and movement around each other and against each other, springing forth from the ether. I'm talking about molecular attraction, which came from atomic attraction. This gave modern scientists an understanding of gravitation, and yet the overabundance of gravity in the universe is still one of the greatest mysteries to date. Gravitation is the force of attraction between all masses in the universe, and thus every particle or mass is bound by every other particle or mass. Now, modern scientists postulate that dark matter is a component of the universe whose presence is separated from its gravitational attraction. And since there is more gravity in the universe than they can mathematically account for, they label this extra gravity dark matter. Dark matter is now considered the invisible substance that the entire universe is in. What you're really hearing is just a modern scientific stamp of approval of what the ancient Egyptian scientists already taught was ether. Now, since they call it dark matter, it stands to reason that it too is composed of dark energy. And thus, in order of existence, first comes energy, then comes matter. E equals mc squared is what their brightest terms it as. And so, they label dark energy as the mysterious force that acts in opposition to gravity, that is responsible for the accelerating expansion of the universe. According to them, dark energy constitutes 73% of the mass energy of the cosmos. Dark matter constitutes 23%, leaving them with 4% of ordinary matter that they claim to understand. They also say that dark energy and dark matter are two different things, which in time, they will find that this too is also incorrect, for dark matter and dark energy are varying degrees of vibration. This dark matter and dark energy, which is postulated by them without its nature being understood clearly, is held by us Egyptians to be but a higher manifestation of that which is incorrectly called matter, yet is universal ether. Universal ether is the combination of all elements and all kinds of matter that can become energy and can exist at points in time, matter, and space, and thus is a higher degree of vibration. Dark energy to us ancient masters constitutes 76% of the mass energy of the cosmos, and dark matter constitutes 24%, leaving nothing for ordinary matter. But how is that, you may ask? Well, it seems that modern scientists forgot their own teaching that solidity is an illusion, and yet they're saying that 4% is matter. But that's another story. We ancients knew that there's really no such thing as matter, And what is being called matter is merely interrupted energy or force at a low rate of vibration emanating from the infinite or infinite darkness called all. And so we are all in the black mind of all as all. Stay with me now, because I know it sounds paradoxical. So what does that really mean? Well, all is the reality of all outward and inward manifestations, seen and unseen, which we know under the term existence, be it material or ethereal existence. And like everything else, creation began with one thing in mind, but a mind had to exist with the thought of things becoming. And so the mind is the beginning of creation. You imagine what you want, you will what you imagine, then you create what you will, utilizing the substance of all. And since all is inclusive of all things, you cannot create with outside substances, for where would you get it from? And you cannot take from all, for where would you put it? It must be thoroughly understood that all can never become less than, nor greater than itself, and still be all, for all things are already a part of all. With that having been said, the only way that all can reasonably create without obstructing this rule is mentally. So when we're talking about creation, we're talking about manifestation of what you call matter. But understand that mere matter cannot manifest life or mind as life is manifested in the universe, because matter is the effect. But mind, which is the cause, is unmanifested yet exists in the all, and therefore cannot be only matter, for nothing is ever manifested in an effect that is not already in the cause. And so the all is not mere energy or force. It is life and mind in all of its varying degrees in the living mind of all. With that having been said, you should be able to reason that all the phenomenal world in the universe and its parts is simply a mental creation of the all. And we are in deeds and actions its manifestation outpouring from the ethereal sea of all as all. In other words, if we look at the ocean as all, and you take a drop of water from that ocean and place it in its own smaller environment, that drop of water within itself becomes the ocean and has its own existence in the mind of the all as all. You follow? We ancients taught that what is now being called dark matter is the ethereal substance that is of an extreme tenuity and elasticity and pervades universal space, serving as a medium of transmission of waves of vibratory energy. This vibratory energy is the connecting link between the forms of vibratory energy, now known as matter on one hand, and energy or force on the other. And it also manifests a degree of vibration in rates and modes entirely of its own, now called dark energy. To better understand this ancient science of vibration, allow me to offer you an example of a rapidly moving wheel, and take notice of the effect of increasing its rate of vibration. If we spun the wheel at a low rate of speed, we would readily see it moving, yet no sound of its movement would reach your ear, although the sound does exist in the silence. Now, if we speed up the wheel's rate of vibration, you will begin to hear a low tone, and as the rate increases, you will begin to hear the next highest note in the musical scale, and then soon all the notes in the musical scale appears, rising higher and higher as the motion increases. Finally, when the motion has reached a certain rate, the final note perceptible to the human ear is reached, and by then it has created a cacophony of sound that are so disturbing that it assaults your eardrums. And as the vibration continues to increase, soon even that sound appears to fade away, and silence follows again. That merely means that the rate of vibration has become so high that the human ear cannot register its vibration. After this comes a rising degree of heat, where after a while your eye catches a glimpse of a dull dark reddish color. As the rate increases, the red becomes brighter and melts into an orange. Then the orange melts into a yellow, then the yellow melts into a green, then successively melts into a blue, indigo, and finally violet. And as the rate of vibration increases, then even the violet shades away into the ultraviolet, and all the colors disappear. At this point, the human eye cannot register them, but they, like the sound, are still there as invisible rays emanating from the revolving object. Then after this comes the rays commonly known as X-ray, then gamma rays, followed by cosmic rays. As the settled conditions of the object changes and the appropriate rate of vibration is attained, then electricity and magnetism are emitted. From this example, you can see when an object reaches a certain rate of vibration, its molecules disintegrate and resolves or melts into another state. In other words, energies liberate itself from the confining influence of its entangled material combination and thus manifest in the creation of other material forms. The atoms follow this same rule of natural nature and are separated into the countless subatomic particles of which they are composed of, and finally even the subatomic particles disappear and are finally composed of ethereal substances such as quarks, biaps, and zeolites. And this is where modern scientists stop, but we ancients go much further, acknowledging ourselves as dark energy and dark matter, the beings or the deities in the darkness. For we know as the vibration continually increases, the object would mount up successive states of manifestation, which in turn manifest mental stages. For every thought, emotion, or mental state has its corresponding rate and mode of vibration, and then on etherically until it would finally enter the all, which is the infinite living mind with the power to create or grow what is called matter out of itself. This is what the ancients taught of dark matter and dark energy. I'm Kef Ray, and this is Back to the Basic. Like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to check out my new website, kefraythegod.com, in the bio. What are you waiting for? I said to go check it out. Peace. Facts we stated. You wanna know something? Go back to basics. Most saw a trap and was called the Matrix. The world civilized, yet it's hard to face it. So